it and it feels so good. Oh, guys, I'm in the truck. We are live once again. It hasn't even been a full week without the truck, and yet, we go 2-3 days and we start losing our minds. But I know I lost mine. It is great to be back with you guys. There are some new components in here, I can tell. Nothing went wrong, just some routine maintenance, some recalls. Get it back up and going. It is so good to be back with you guys. I'm Trooper Steve, Steven Montiero, your traffic safety expert here at WKMG News 6. This is Results 1. I feel like I need to reintroduce her because it's been a few days. This is our live streaming machine. We've got 7, sometimes 8 cameras that we can stream at any given time right here inside this truck. So we have our webmaster Kathleen behind the controls. So anytime that we're streaming or anything like that, we always got Kathleen, or if she's out, she's trained someone up to control it, but she's taking care of it back at the News 6 headquarters. So that's what we do here. We've got cameras all over the truck. I've got inside the truck. We've got for the passengers just in case. Then we've got forward facing. We've got rear facing. And you know what? Sometimes we've got even the fogged up side cameras that we've got going on here this morning. So what we are doing today, kind of simple, but it is the first time that we've been to a location 3 times. And it's because this area keeps changing and changing and changing. And suddenly we've had some things pop up on the roadway out here in an area that we've seen a lot of growth. And where am I talking about this morning? I am talking about specifically, Conway Road, and I keep Conway. I don't know why. Conroy and Conway for me are extremely difficult. I don't know why I have such a hard time figuring this out, but we are in the city of Orlando on the east side along Conway Road between Curry Ford and State Road 408. Now, if you know the area, it's a small stretch, but this area looks like it has gone to the doctor 100 times within 30 days because the facelift on this thing is intense. So we had some travel lanes out here, 2 north, 2 south, and then a continuous center turn lane, left turn lane, excuse me. But it is 100% residential from that area. On the east side, you have single family homes, and on the west side, we've got condos and apartments. What did they do? Construction over time, we went down to 1 travel lane. They put in these, I don't care, the obnoxious bicycle lanes with barriers that can stop a freight truck. Now, do our pedestrians and our bicyclists need infrastructure here in Central Florida? Absolutely. I just think this is a little much. So then, driving here this morning, I noticed something. We've opened up our lanes. Thank goodness. Now we have a nice flow. There's still some active construction, and we will see that here in just a second. But they put dividers in the median so close to the left turn lanes if you're leaving a neighborhood that you guys are going to eat this stuff for every meal of the day. So you're probably wondering, what are you talking about? Let's go drive this and just show you this morning because it's funny. So if you're joining us, we're doing the Conway Road construction project that's out here. Little update for us to see exactly what's going on. Let's turn on that front camera and let's head on out this morning. Beautiful day so far. It's hot, but it's not raining, and that's nice. 87 degrees. Results 1 is currently reading. We're going to come out here to the right travel lane. Make sure the left is clear. It's humid, guys. Even our cameras fog up so quickly. So, for the purpose of the demonstration, we're going to ride this left travel lane out here. We are northbound right now at Curry Ford on Conway. So, northbound Conway at Curry Ford. We are in the left travel lane, and we're out here because This is our third visit. We've been out here 3 times, and all 3 times it has looked completely different. One time you were down to 1 lane, no center lane, no turn lanes, no bike lanes. Then suddenly they opened up some bike lanes that are the size of travel lanes, and then they kept it just 1 north and 1 south. So now we have 2 lanes north and southbound with some obstacles. So let's take a drive on this. Okay, here we go. So northbound Conway here, left travel lane, road construction update. So it's still an active construction zone, but northbound and southbound now have 2 travel lanes. We were down to 1 for quite some time. Speed limit is still 35 miles an hour, but traffic can flow pretty nice. Keep in mind, there's a school zone out here. When it's active, it drops down to 20. But you can see here, in the center left turn lane, the continuous left turn lane, they've added a lot of concrete barriers out here. Even me doing the speed limit out here, you still have drivers that are cruising well above. But you can see it in the center, these concrete median barriers are out here. Now, I'm sure they have their reasoning for it, but what's going to happen to the people pulling out? For example, this FedEx truck, he's got to complete it 100%. No stopping out in that median, because something that size, he goes to pull out or stop, we've got a problem, right? Or at least he does, and it's going to get real interesting. All right, so we're going to get turned around somehow. Got to figure this out here. All right, we are going to head east on Lake Underhill. So normally, if those barriers weren't there, right, you'd have a couple of extra feet to kind of negotiate your continuous turn. Man, it sounds like I got my own clown sounds going off in here. But you would have your own space to kind of pull out and make sure that it was completely clear before entering out into the roadway. Now what are they saying? They're saying, yo, you better make sure that you're completely clear both north and southbound along Conway before you even decide to pull out. Now, that's what the law says, and I'm here for it. But I don't think that roadway necessarily allows for that type of situation. I think the city's going to work a few crashes there. What's going to happen? I think before we actually have a crash there, I think we're going to, with another vehicle, I think a few vehicles are going to just end up slamming right into it. So let's head south and see what southbound now looks like. We're on Lake Underhill. We're going to head south on Conway here. And both north and southbound now have full travel lanes, which is great. So great update here. Also, you have clearly marked crosswalks. You have an amazing pedestrian and bicycle path here. Even you have a bicyclist using it this morning, doing their thing, texting and bicycling. You gotta love it. 40 mile an hour zone, so you got to make sure you're paying attention. It is still an active construction zone, so meaning you can't even answer your phone, no texting and driving or anything like that. Your phone must be completely hands-free. But what are we also seeing in the median? A lot of positive concrete median barriers for where those signs are posted at. Okay, great, but if you're pulling out of a neighborhood, you're going to have a problem. Daytime construction, so they have the right lane closed as you're headed southbound approaching the school zone, so you got to be careful here. Men and women present out here working. All right, so I want to show an example now of what I'm accusing these things of doing. And I think I'm going to have some just cause in what I'm saying. So let me show you, and maybe we can do it without impeding any traffic this morning. All right, so let's get turned around real fast. I know I would hate this if I lived here, so I'm going to do it as quick as I can and get turned around. Sorry, guys. Not doing anything completely wrong, but, you know, it's just being respectful. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. All right, say for these neighbors that live on the east side of Conway, I was complaining about the median. It used to be just a center continuous, right? Now they have these barriers, not barriers, there's concrete medians there now that are there for the post for the signs. I'm saying there could be difficulty for the residents on either side when they're pulling out because there might not be enough space. So let's just see what that looks like. So if I lived out here, I'm going to come out here to Conway. I'm going to make sure it's clear both on the left and the right. And as I pull out, I've got to be ready to go. Why? Look, the concrete barrier's right here. So I have to make sure traffic is completely clear behind me as I'm pulling out. I think we're going to have a problem there, guys. Genuinely. That's located in like 3 spots. I understand why they're doing it. It's so that traffic doesn't fly up and down the median and there's more control and there's more order, which I'm the first person to preach order, but even for me, I would probably eat that a time or two before I figured out real quick. This is do or die kind of thing in the traffic world. So we'll get turned around. We'll look at them one more time. Maybe we'll do one more. What time is it? 10:12. We've been doing pretty good on this. And we'll get swung back around. But if you're joining us this morning, good morning. We're finally back inside Results 1, hanging out. Actually, I'm going to go east on Curry Ford is what we're going to do. Or west on Curry Ford. And put me back on track. Yeah, we're back live because Results 1 was down for a few days. So we're back here hanging out. And we're along Conway Road, which is a good stretch of residential road that runs parallel with 436 Cimarron. And we're looking at an area that's been under heavy construction between Curry Ford and State Road 408. If you lived out here, it's been under construction for quite some time. And this is our 3rd visit in, a year and change, I believe. And it's looked completely different every time. But now, traffic has gotten their travel lanes back, meaning they were closed for quite some time, and it was only single lane north and southbound. And now they have 2 lanes north and southbound, which is amazing news for everybody who lives and travels out in this area. We're going to turn around real quick, guys. Sorry about that. A little bumpy. It's all right. But the updated bicycle lane, it's great. It's great for a bicyclist. But if you're a driver, you got to really pay attention because it's massive. So let's check it out one more time here. Conway Road construction update that's been happening. I'm going to switch here to the front camera so you can kind of see all the new lanes. So north and southbound, you now have 2 travel lanes, completely yours, and the bike side on the far right, that is yours also, and it's even protected by a positive barrier there. But here in the center travel lane now, it's not a center continuous left turn anymore. You now have concrete barriers that are every 50 to 75 feet or so that are posted out here. What am I saying? I'm saying that might cause a problem for some of you guys who live on either the west or the east side of 436 when you're pulling out of that neighborhood. So we did that in one portion. I want to do it in one more just to prove a point. There are areas where it's fine, like right here at Fontana Street. But then what happens if you're here and you're trying to pull out of, say, Haylock Drive, okay? If you're trying to pull out of Haylock and you want to head south on Conway, I want to show you exactly what the problem is. So if you live on Fontana, you're not going to have that problem because it's spread out pretty good. But if you're here on Haylock and suddenly you want to head, say, south on Conway here, you're going to stop at the stop sign. Why? Because it's there for the pedestrian and the bicyclist, and then you can slowly pull out. But if you go to pull out on the far left side over here, my camera's fogged at the moment, but if the traffic is not completely clear, you're going to get stuck. Why am I saying you're going to get stuck? Because out in the median here, you can't pull out completely. You have to be able to do this 100%, meaning northbound traffic and southbound traffic are clear. Because there's not enough space for you to hang out unless you do it fast and wide. So right now, northbound traffic's clear. I'm going to pull out here. Southbound traffic's kind of clear. Here's that barrier I'm talking about. It's right there in front of the car, so you've got to be quick. Because look what comes up right behind you. Traffic does. I think I've proven a point. So guys, listen, this is our third visit out here. Probably one of our last, just because everything looks like it's in its final stages. Occasionally you'll have some lane closures like we do out here this morning, even daytime. So you got to make sure you're paying attention, even though I'm always talking about the nighttime lane closures that are taking place. But you can see here, 10, 18, 16 in the morning, and we've got crews out here working. So please, always be careful. We've got some other stuff coming up next week. Interview with Osceola County's school superintendent, Mark Shanoff. Will be jumping in results one. So excited. He's such a character, but really focused on the students. And hey, I'm Osceola County proud. So have a great Thursday, guys. Drive safely. Be careful out here, please. Try to take into effect of what I always say. Don't start a movement unless you can complete a movement, especially out here along Conway. You guys have a great day. Drive safely.